Okay, so let's start with our 1 to 2 chord. How can we do this in four voices and avoid parallels? The main thing we're going to be looking for here is contrary motion. We really want to focus on contrary motion. So let me just start by putting this in and pay attention to what voices I'm in. I'm going to make sure I have a bass clef down here because I don't want to do that again, which I do, and I don't have a key signature, so we're all good. Okay, so here's a C chord. What I'm really looking for is that my bass note goes the opposite direction of both of my soprano notes in a case like this. So if I'm going to a 2 chord, I'm going to go up to a 2. Oops, pay attention to your voices. I'm going to go up to a 2 here, but in all other voices, I'm going to go down. So D, F, and A are my notes. So what's my next closest note here going down? It's going to be A. Here it's going to be D, and here it's going to be F. Oops. I did my voices backwards. F and D. Okay, so these went down. D, F, A, all moved down. So we had to move a bit of a leap here, just a third, not that bad. And then this went up. That should have avoided any parallels. Let's see. The C to a G is a 5th here, but it goes to an A and an F, which is a 6th. So that's totally okay. Okay, so we avoided it there. Let's see if we can do the same thing on another one. Let's voice this one a little bit different to start. So here I have an F chord going to a G chord. Okay, so let's voice our chord this way and see if we can make a clean transition to this G chord. So I have F, A, C, F going up. Nice big gap here. Remember that when you're doing this, we like a big gap between the bass and the tenor. That's nice to have a little more than an octave there is totally okay. But then we want less than an octave between everything else. So that's a nice sounding chord. Let's hear it. Right? Sounds good. Okay, let's go to a G and see if we can do it. Let's start with our soprano and alto voices here. So somewhere I'm going to have to do a drop of a third or a leap of a third. And I think it's going to be here. So let's go F down to D, because remember the notes we're going to were G, B, D, and then we'll go down a step here. Okay, so that looks okay. Now, if I want to stay consistent with what I was doing, I would go down with my tenor and up with my bass. So can I go down to a note with my tenor? I can, because I'm on an A, so I can go down to a G. Now, does that create any problems? Where's my 5th here? Because there's probably going to be one. A, C, F. F and C is a 4th. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. So that's a 4th, and a parallel 4th isn't terrible, but it's not good because it's basically an inverted parallel 5th. But it resolves to it moves to a 3rd, so that's okay. But if I went down with my F here, what's my next possible note I could go to? It would be D. Oops. Now, I definitely don't want to do this, but I just want to do it to point out what's going to happen. First of all, F to D, F to D. That's creating parallel octaves, right? So that's a no-go. Secondly, it's going to make a 6/4 chord, a 5/6/4, which is another can of worms that we know all about now. But if I go just up to G, I have contrary motion in my bass. So I know my bass isn't creating any parallels because it's going up and everything else is going down. So there's nothing that the base can be doing to be creating parallels. Because contrary motion, right? Awesome. Let's make sure my chord is spelled well. So G, G, B, D. I have all the notes I need. That's good. Okay, let's move on to this one. So let's just find a way to spell it. Let's spell this C the same way we spelled it over here. So I'm going to go C, C, E, and G. Okay, that's the same as the way we spelled it over there. Now, how can I get to a seventh? Same principle. I'm going down here, however, though. So let's do the same parallel motion, but let's do it backwards. So let's go down to B to give us a root position 7 diminished chord. Okay, now I want to try to go up with everything else. So the notes I'm aiming for are D, F, and A. So this C can go up to D. That's good. And this G can go up to A. And this E can go up to F. So that works. What did we create for parallels? C and G to D and F. Or sorry, D and A. No good. Right? This is a fifth. This is a fifth. We have parallel fifths here. Between those. Our bass isn't contributing to the parallel fifths, but this one is. So what can we do to avoid this? We could go, we have a B, D, and F. Well, where did this A come from? That's probably our problem. There's no A in the chord. Let's take that up to a B. I was thinking D, F, A for some reason. B, D, and F is our chord. So now we fixed it. Cool. So the problem was that we had a wrong note in the chord, which created a parallel. So we had two problems with that. Now that that note is fixed, our C to G now goes to a D to B. So we have a fifth going to a sixth. No parallel. Yeah, and that's good. No parallel here because this is going down. Great. We could pretty much probably do the same thing backwards here, but let's not. Let's voice this the way we voiced the other ones. Let's go B, B, and F, D. B, D, F. Yes, except I did those backwards like I always do. F, D. Okay. B, B, D, F. B, D, F. So that's our seventh chord. And let's see if we can resolve it to a 1. Now we're going up. So I want that contrary motion in the bass. So let's go up in our bass, getting us to the root position. And now let's see if we can go down with everything else. So here's going to be my third leap to get to the G. And then this D can go to a C, and that F can go to an E. Where's my fifth? So B, D, F. So I'm looking for the B to the F. Now that's a diminished fifth, but I'm still going to worry about that as a parallel fifth. So here, B and F. But because we have that third in there, we're resolving to a G and an E. So that's okay. One more. 5 to 6. Going up. So let's make a G chord. And let's do something a little different here. Okay, a little bit different voicing. G, D, B. It's a fine voicing. And let's see if we can go up to A. So first thing I'm going to do is just get this bass note taken care of. Now everything else we want to try to get to go down. So A, C, E. What's my closest note here? To that G, it's probably going to be A going up, but I can't do that because that's going to make a parallel octave, right? So E going down is going to be my leap of a third. D going down to C is going to work, and B going down to A. So now I have A, E, C, A. So I have all my notes. Cool. Okay, let's hear this cycle of common chords, just going common chords separated by seconds. First in triad and then in four voices. All right, it's kind of interesting, right? In that, like, here we're going down, like 1 to 7. But if you listen to it with good voice leading, it can sound like it's going up. Maybe that wasn't the best example. Here's one that is going up, but sounds like it's going down. You know, like, it's weird how the direction works when you're in four voices. It's very subjective and mysterious, right? Cool. Okay, so watch out for your parallels. Don't forget about contrary motion.